Major boost for Ruben Amorim as Manuel Ugarte and Yoro return. Man United lands their opponent in the last 16 of the Europa League. What exactly is going on inside the club? Welcome to the Netero Sport. My name is Webb. It's an interesting day because there is a bit of good news. I think it's long since we last had anything good come out of Man United. It almost felt recently like everything that comes out of Man United has got to be negative. Loss after loss after loss, then injuries. So many injuries. Just when we had 1 week where we felt Ruben Amorim is going to correct a few things that were yet to be put right. Injuries, and injuries. But let me tell you, the nature of the beautiful game of football is such that things can change. There can always be a turning point. And listen, Everton and David Moyes could be the turning point as we pile them to misery in their final game against Man United at Goodison Park. So let's get it. So Manuel Ugarte and Yoro, Ruben Amorim has confirmed, are both back and they will be available. So is Christian Eriksen. And they will all be in contention for a place. For me, the most important of all is definitely Manuel Ugarte, who is very important, arguably one of our best players. I was listening to Rasmus Højlund admitting how Manuel Ugarte is one of the most underappreciated players at Man United, probably because the team is losing games. But if you look at his individual performances, they stand out game in and game out. So he's an important he's an important returnee for Manchester United to bring a bit of stability and balance in the middle. Maybe United will look a little more calm with him in there than they did against Tottenham Hotspur. So that's a huge one. Of course, even Yoro, given the fact that Man United wants to rebuild, you want to have all your young players fit and available and try to plan your things around them. So it's a major one for Ruben Amorim as you take on an Everton team that's quite direct. We do know that David Moyes' teams are always quite direct. That's one thing we should expect. So you need Emmanuel Ugarte to slow it down in the middle for you. Then perhaps also relieve the pressure of Bruno, because if you realized in the previous game against Tottenham, Bruno was lost in it. He was struggling in everything, in the basics. He was the one trying to do all the fighting, all the demands of the physical demands of the Ruben Amorim way were all on Bruno when it came to midfield, because Casemiro could barely cope. So it's, I think, a big relief for Bruno having Manuel Ugarte there, but also it gives us a chance to try and, of course, launch a few attacks and create a few things. So I want to feel like this is not going to be as one-sided as many people would anticipate. I think this is a game where Man United has got everything to pour out there and give Everton a proper headache, despite them being certainly charged and psyched up for the game. So let's wait and see how Amorim will approach it. I will not go into details of who plays and who starts and who doesn't. I think at this point, he can as well put anyone he deems fit. United just need to be in the right mentality, right mental space if they are going to compete. That's all they need. That's all Man United needs. Just be mentally in the right place if you're going to compete. If that's not the case, there is no chance for Manchester United. So regardless which players they put there, by the way. So I'm hoping he's going to bring, he could bring in a few young feet to run around a bit, to take guys on, to make the game physical. But like I said, it doesn't matter. I think for me, if the players are well psyched up for the game, it's a game away from home. There won't be a lot of pressure you expect. I think they certainly can get something in this one. But of course, looking at the Europa League, the draw has been held. Man United is going to be taking on Real Sociedad. The first leg is expected to be, I think, on the 6th of March. And it's an important game because, of course, Man United do want to finish the season on a high, because given how terrible it's going to end for Man United in the English Premier League, the only way for you to have a breather is if you push so hard and perhaps win either the Europa League or the FA Cup. So for me, this draw against Real Sociedad, who are not an easy opponent, by the way, Real Sociedad can definitely give Manchester United a proper run for their money, because first of all, they have got an impressive midfielder in Martin Zubimendi. Of course, you can say he doesn't play alone. Definitely it doesn't. They recently even lost, by the way, to Antones Rio Betis recently. But the thing is, I think they're a formidable team that can come out there and give Man United a run for their money. So it's certainly going to be a tough one. Remember, it's in the same month that Man United will do take on Arsenal in the in the Premier League, the return leg. So it's going to be quite an important game for it's going to be quite a busy few days for Man United, and you expect them to perhaps try and fight and get something tangible out of it. So I'd say it's not the most scary of those. United for me are still among the favorites. I mean, United and Spurs, the English clubs for me, should be the still favorites to win the Europa League. Uh, I think they should be favorites to win it. But Man United has got to negotiate this round, of course. First things first. With this Man United, you certainly can predict that as a fan. But in your heart of hearts, you know that there is a lot that will take them to win anything with this squad. A lot it will take. But on paper, they properly can't. So it's going to be a critical period for Ruben Amorim. I was hearing rumors that Amorim was under pressure, that apparently he could be sacked if things don't go well for him. Definitely as a coach that is expected, but I'm not one who is, I think, for the rumors, I don't really think the rumors are all that. I don't think it's that bad. I think Ineos knew, Amorim himself knew it was going to be so difficult for him to come and change things in months. So I think they've given up on this season, that they will let Amorim try and do his things and see the season through, and then hope that things are different in the next season. So that's a bit of Man United for you. But importantly, it's Everton on. It's the next fixture. United has got difficult games. So how we perform in this one is going to be important in terms of how we will go into all the rest. So it's the most the most immediate battle. That's the most important for United now. And this is Everton, team coached by a guy who was at Man United before. Certainly, it's going to be a hard paper, but not an impossible one. Let's wait and see what United is going to offer. Subscribe, like, and share. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. Tomorrow morning, I should be able to give you my prediction about this game. I should be able to give you my prediction about it. But you also certainly know I won't predict a Man United loss. You don't expect me to do that, do you? Do you? Do you really expect me to say that Man United is going to be beaten by Everton? I highly doubt you do. Can't happen. I can't say that. So expect of course, I won't say an unbiased prediction, because as a fan, you low-key have it. But yeah, I think Man United has every chance to outperform and beat Everton. I mean, if we beat them thumped them, in fact, by 4-0 the previous fixture, why not? Why can't we beat them again? It's very possible. So expect, of course, a harder game, but one that we can win. Subscribe, like, and share, and let me catch you later.